Greetings, everyone. Happy Saturday. Happy National Kitten Day. First time I've heard of it. What about you guys? Have you ever heard of it? I've never heard of it. But when I did a Google, it was going on in 2020. I don't know anyone celebrating it, but I think it's a celebration now because, the running joke about kitten heels. So I think you're going to be hearing a lot of kitty jokes this weekend. But anyway, if you're celebrating it, whichever way that is, happy National Kitten Day to you. Yeah. Huh. How are you guys doing as far as your weekend? It is dark here in Chicago because it's been cloudy, cool. Rain started about a couple hours ago, I would say, maybe 3 hours. But overall, pretty good. Now, as far as putting the show together for the articles, I don't know, it put me in some kind of mood. And because I don't like injustice, it makes me very angry. It pisses me off. And then recommendations in my YouTube feed, sometimes that pisses me off when I just see a lot of foolishness. And there's so many different things going on in the world, in the communities. And some of the titles you see, it's just, I just shake my head. Um, I used to say that they don't make them like they used to. Yeah, they don't. They don't make them like they used to. And I'm going to leave it there. Um, it is article reaction, then you can react to it, but I don't like just being pissed. So I'm going to do the best I can. That's all I can promise you because I don't want to put you in a mood or anything, a bad mood, make you, I don't mind making you excited to get you to initiate something to help yourself, your family, your community, someone. Yes, I would love to do that. But as far as just flat out angry and I don't want you like that. And I will tell you, music is very helpful. So do listen to music if you get in a little funky mood or whatever that normally brings you out of it. Um, for me to listen to Michael Jackson, even though it's the Jacksons, because I'm going back to the 70s and 80s, I'm listening to when it was Michael Jackson was in a group. I started there with the song Enjoy Yourself. And then I move up to Heartbreak Hotel and some of the other songs. And it's just something about the speed and the beat. What do they call RBMs? It's just something about it. It changes my mood. And I noticed that about 15 years ago. So I usually use that as a technique. I may be needing that and also probably something to drink. I might be needing that too. I do have a little wine in there. I didn't quite want to drink any tonight because I haven't had my water intake, and I know I haven't, so that's very important. So I think I'll just be on the liquid water tonight, and then I'll have me some chill wine tomorrow. And then next weekend, it is on because I'll be celebrating my birthday. And my friend came by and dropped me off a bottle of rose. Yay, yay. And that bad fellow will be waiting on me Saturday after article reaction. So, yeah, you probably will want me to drink it during article reaction. I don't know. I may give you a little something, something. I don't know. I have to think about it. I got to think about it. What you say, DeAndre? Let the petty spirit use you. I've thought about it, but my petty is really savagery. I don't even want to go in that direction because I won't stop. I'll just keep going, and I don't want to do that. So, um, yeah, I better leave that alone. But I do have an idea about another show, and I have to think about it, concentrate on it to see if that's something I want to do. Because once I go there, I can't turn back around. That's one thing. But anyway, I feel a little better just, giving that introduction and give you your warnings. So without further ado, you all know what to do. Raise up, stand up, raise your hands in the air, wave them like you just don't care, and greet the Canadian Jamaican, everybody.
Go down there, why not go down there? Go down there, why not go down there? Go down there, why not go down there? Go down there.
Stay down there, girl. Stay down there.
Yes. I'm telling you, I must have been spiced in a past life. That's what it is. Like I just like I channel it every time. I was like, listen, you know what? I'm feeling under the weather today. It's not gonna hit me the same way today. I was already prepared. I was like, I'm gonna have to fake it. I didn't have to fake it, y'all. It just touches me. It just touches me. And you know what, Char, listen, I am super excited that your birthday is coming up. You're always giving props to everyone else on their birthdays and stuff. So I can't wait to give Char a little something. Might cook a little something up. You never know.
Oh, yeah. You never know. I'm gonna try to be I don't know, I'm trying to find some funny stuff for next week. Cause it's like everything in this I mean everything just pissing me off on here. So I'm like, let me go on and get this out the way.
Girl, I feel you on that. Listen, because our birthdays are really close, right? So I think that we're both kind of in this similar mood. Like, man, everything sucks. Everything's locked down. I can't go nowhere. I can't do nothing. My birthday's coming up. Okay? The world should be celebrating me. Right? And it's worse because I was born I was born on the weekend, Caravana weekend, basically, right? Because Caravana weekend falls on the first weekend in August. And since my birthday is August 2nd, at least for I'll say out of 7 years, my birthday normally falls on the weekend about 60% of the time. So it's like the world is drinking and dancing in the streets to spice like songs to celebrate me, right? For days.
Right.
Like, it's amazing, right? So, this is the second year. It's not going to happen. Like, I want to be happy. I want to feel good. I want to know that there's like hope out there. Hope. Where's the hope?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at, hope. I think that's what it is. And between the articles, like I said, between just knowing what's outside, I can't help but to see what's going on in the grocery stores. When you open up a bill, when you read the newspaper, there's life all over. And then when you look at your YouTube feed, it says something else. And I'm like, this is a joke. This is what's on your mind. Hey, what about all this? So I don't know. It's just me being the human being that I am.
Oh gosh, yes. I mean, that's why I love when very few times it happens. We're one of the very few. But or brother just DeAndre when he's not in his petty spirit. Covering just even real things that are happening. These days, people just want to be on the foolishness, right? Focusing on things that don't even matter. Like, can we focus on real things that matter and maybe come up with, I don't know, solutions, and then, I don't know, work together to implement solutions for a better tomorrow? No, we just want to stay here so we can complain about it. All right, cool. Not, not what I'm about, but yeah, sure, do you. Enjoy.
Yeah, it's easier to do, so because you don't have to do anything. But yeah, so I don't have any order. I'm just going to warn you, there's no order. Some of this stuff I'm not even reading. I'm just going to just ad lib. It's going to be interesting. That's all I can say.
All right. I feel you on that one today. I don't know. I told you, man, we're like vibing with each other. I'm like, I don't even know. Okay, guys, I got this and this and this. I don't know. I just opened all the tabs. So you're gonna get what you're gonna get. It is what it
Right.
is.
That's right. And I'm clearing my roster here, so we getting through it regardless what's going on.
All right, yeah, I feel that. Let's do it.
Now, originally, when I had this story, a white teacher used the N word on a black student, got her glasses smashed. It had video, but when I went today, the video
Hmm.
has been removed. So I'm like, darn.
Hmm.
I'm like, oh well. I think they had used Snapchat. I think what they had used. So anyway, it's been gone. I mean, it's been removed. So nothing we can do about it. I can just tell you what I remember and read some of this. So that's what I'm gonna do.
All right.
Um, let's see. The student said, "You better watch where you touch me," and the teacher said, "You better get your beep over there." The
Mm,
classroom was shocked.
mm,
Yeah, the classroom was shocked that the teacher used the racial slur, but the
mhm.
teacher was not taken aback. She even tried to justify it by saying, I asked you what would happen if I said it, right? And so you didn't think it was okay. Let me scroll down here. Holdenville Public Schools' main priority is the safety and well-being of our students. The district is fully aware of the incident that occurred at our high school on Friday, April 9, 2021. At the time, the staff member in question had been placed on administrative leave and will be through the duration of the fall investigation. A full investigation is completed. The student who was called the N word grabbed the teacher's glasses off her face and threw them. The white teacher, who was not named, said she was going to call the police. Yeah. Now, when I saw the video did show her asking, "What if I use the word?" Because, the students, they use it with each other. So the student didn't say anything. He didn't say anything. So she decided to use it. And he got close to the door, and I guess he changed his mind and he snatched her glasses off and threw them. Then he went back in the classroom. She followed him in there, and it was you really couldn't hear. It was you couldn't really hear what they were saying. Then he went on out the door. So unfortunately, as I said, they removed it. Now I don't know if she thought this was cute, saying, "Well, let me use the N word. You all use it." But that isn't something that you should experiment. You're a professional. You don't go down to those levels. You leave that alone. You leave that to the kids. If the child was doing something that um, he needed to see the principal or whatever it is, let that happen because it was never explained what the student even did. So that's why I said I think they removed it because the whole thing was about the N word. That was it. And I guess she said, well, I'm going to join in and see if I can use it. Yeah.
Okay. That's, yeah. These are the decision making capabilities of the people who are required to teach your children life skills. I just want you to think about that for a second. Those people, which is like the majority, who send your kids to school and say, it's on you to raise my kids for me. These are the decision making and reasoning skills of the average teacher that you are sending your kids to. Do you want your kids to turn out like her? Just asking.
Well, you know how I feel about working. I think you shouldn't have to work 40 hours. And I surely think that if that's the case, kids shouldn't have to be in school all day either.
Mm. Right? No one even pays you. You get nothing for it. You say you get an education. Please spare me. You get the exact same amount of education in about about an hour and a half, give or take. I mean, come on, come on.
Yeah.
And you want them to sit down, sit quietly, sit still. You do nothing to enrich the environment, make it somewhere that they actually might want to be or that they'll really enjoy. You do nothing to make learning fun or interactive, right? Unless you go to one of those, like a good school that does that stuff and requires that from their teachers. I remember we had this math teacher, first year of her teaching, I think it was like 10th grade math. And for exam review, like there was all the material and everything. She gave us handouts, and then she had made a song. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then she brought her guitar, handed out the lyrics to everyone, and like half of exam review was us singing and memorizing the song. Because if you could remember the song, then all the formulas, when you use them, everything was in there.
Oh, wow. I
Right?
needed that.
That's what I'm saying. Now that's the kind of, now you know what? No one's paying her extra to come up with the song, right? But my point is that she's invested, right?
Yeah,
So what level of teacher are you that you think you deserve to complain about anything? I'm just saying.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go to the next one here so I can
Mm-hmm.
scratch some of these tabs out. Louisiana family says that they were denied burial plot because of loved one's skin color. It is true. I believe it because it happened to me. I was calling around, and of course, I was looking for prices. Me and my mom, we had already discussed if we passed what we wanted, what we didn't want. So I'm looking at something that wasn't that expensive and near the place where she lived. So they asked me a question, and I think they asked me, was my mother Jewish? I think that's what they asked me. It could have been something else, but it was something along those lines. And I said no. And then they told me, well, maybe I may want to look someplace else. So I'm trying to find a place, a burial place. So I'm not going to argue with these people. I accepted that and said, okay, thank you, and left it alone. But I'm going to play this video because these people were denied and they got a story. I hate when this darn screen is like this. Let me see. I have to rewind it back.
Mm.
Oh, and they probably make me do the commercial again. Oh,
Home because he was rejected for his color of skin.
It happened at Oakland Springs Cemetery in Oberlin. Houston's Nils Rain has this report.
Even though the cemetery's contract will never read white only again, the Simeon family says they'll never feel welcome here because of how they were treated.
It was just so much of a slap in the face, a punch in the gut. It was just belittling him, that we can't bury him because he's black.
Daryl Simeon died to cancer this week. He was a gentle smile, a caring cop, a foster father. But when his family tried to buy his burial plot where he requested only his skin color mattered.
She looked at him and then she looked at me and she says, we're going to have a discrepancy. She said, I'm not going to be able to sell you a plot.
Since it started in the 1950s, the Oakland Springs Cemetery contract only allowed
white human beings.
Despite the contract being signed by everyone who buys a plot, the cemetery board said they had never noticed it before.
I'm sorry, I have no better explanation for it than that, man. I can't answer a question that I don't know the answer to. I refuse to speculate on it. I just know it was wrong, and now it's right.
Thursday, the cemetery board eliminated the word white. The woman who denied the family space no longer works with them.
I apologized, and I'm still apologizing to those people. I am so sorry that this happened. Check y'all's records. If there's any kind of stupid verbiage like this in your contracts, ordinances, anything, please change it. We can never change as a country until we wipe all that stuff out. We have no room for that.
Even though it won't happen again, the Simeons doubt it hasn't happened before, and it's happening to them was enough for them to search elsewhere.
His main duty was to protect and serve. He didn't put his badge on and say, I'm only going to protect the blacks because they're black. I'm just leaving white people out of it. No, he protected and served everybody, no matter what the color is.
For the rest of my kids' life, they're not going to hear anything, any apologies. They're not going to hear anything that anybody says except for my dad couldn't be buried there because he was black. That's the only thing that's going to stick in their heads for the rest of their life. And mine too.
The Simeon family has selected another cemetery. They'll have Daryl's funeral and burial this Saturday. Reporting in Allen Parish, Niels Rang, KLFY News 10.
Just crazy. Just
Wow.
crazy. Now I don't know what the man that was speaking, what he knows and all that, but I will tell you, one thing I guess is that person, that woman that doesn't work there, she was already 70 years old, so it's time for her to retire. She was just
Mm-hmm.
there to be the little old white lady that made everybody feel welcome. So all she's doing now is at home, relaxing.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, come on. I refuse to speculate. Speculate? You don't need to speculate. You know what you know what's what. Let's pretend that
Hmm.
I had no idea that was in there. Really? This has never come up before. Never. Really? Okay. Cool. You tried it though. You tried it. I admire your creativity. What
Yeah,
else
I
can I
was
say?
just calling around. I had no I wasn't gonna, go place to place to place. I'm calling around. That's cheaper and faster, and I got my denial over the phone. So I'm like, oh, thank you, bye. That was it.
Did they really do that? Like,
Yeah.
what race are you? Sorry, you can't bury your family here. Like,
Well, they didn't ask me race. I think they asked me, was my mother Jewish? If they didn't ask me was she Jewish, they asked me something else that's similar to
similar.
that.
Mm.
Is one of the two,
Okay, okay, I see
which
what you're
will
saying.
definitely let you know that the person is not. I mean, that is of color. So
Mm-hmm. That's wow. I just didn't know they. I knew that they could do that for religious reasons, right? Because like Catholic Church, for example, when my sister's mom committed suicide, they refused to allow her to be buried in the family plot, right? Because it's against Christianity or Catholicism or whatever. And so I know that they do that, and they'll have like religious denomination. No, you can't be here, but race. Like I honestly don't know how they've been getting away with that for the last like. Well, yes, I do, because black, right? No,
yeah,
let's be real. Right? As soon as Asian hate happens, guess what? Everybody cares, right? But black hate's been
right.
happening forever. Come on. People should have a right to hate black people if they wanna, right? Like that's just what it's been.
It's the
Wow.
American way.
Ain't it really? Mm. All right. So, y'all, I have a sad story for you, and it's not an American sad story. So there's that. At least I'm not going to be for once talking about America. I'm going to be telling you guys about how Canada fails again, and because Canada keeps failing in the same way. This is the
Mm.
thing that pisses me off. Now I've told y'all multiple times about how Canada has continually failed when it comes to mental health calls and the police. But this time, the police didn't mess up. Shockingly, the police did everything right. Okay,
Mm.
Samuel Uko. So he's a young man. He's a student. He plays football. His family had only recently really immigrated to Canada and fell in love with football, and he's amazing at it. But then he started having psychiatric issues, and he was visiting some family in Regina, and I mean those issues kind of came to a breaking point. So they call the police, and the police help him. They pick him up and they bring
Mm.
him to the hospital. Let's listen to the story before I go on anymore, because it's okay.
Okay.
I know. I can't even believe this. Look at this smiling, beautiful face of promise. Let's listen.
Co was always known for his smile, that and his swift skills on the football field.
You'd give him the ball, and he would run 30, 40 yards sideways before he gained 5 yards down the field, because he was just juking around everyone, making the whole team chase him before he got tackled. And it was frustrating playing against him, but amazing when you're playing with him.
In 2005, Uko and his family came to Canada seeking refuge from what's now South Sudan. And it wasn't long before he fell in love with football. Uko's talent eventually earned him a spot on the University of Saskatchewan Huskies. That's where he played for a season before heading back home to BC to play with the Langley Rams last year. And he was just gearing up to start his second season there when plans changed. Beneath the 20-year-old's contagious grin and slick touchdowns, Uko's family says he was struggling, but they didn't know it until it was too late.
It's hard for me to look back and see a post in Facebook saying I need help, and I did not see it early. I did not see early. I would have done everything.
Uko's body was found in Wascana Lake last Thursday night. While the Saskatchewan Coroner's Service still has not confirmed Uko's cause of death, his family says he died by suicide after seeking help at a Regina hospital.
I need help, bro. I need help, bro.
Hanlon says he saw this Snapchat from Uko that night and even replied to it with no response.
I was completely shocked. It just broke my heart. You can never go wrong checking on your house.
Well, I want to just point out something about that part of the video. So when you heard, like, he's sitting there and he's saying he needs help. Now they cut it off right towards the very end, but I want y'all to listen. The woman who's standing behind him, he's in the hospital at that point, okay? And he's tweaking because he's hearing voices. He's like seeing things. He's terrified. And they're basically at this point, he's isolated in a chair. I'll tell you more about that afterwards. But the point is, so he's reaching out the way that these kids do to social media. And so he's saying, I need help, man. I need help. I'm not good. I need help. Right? And the nurse above him is going, why are you taking a picture for? What? That's your concern, lady? Why is he taking a picture? What are you scared of? What are you hiding? Right? That's your concern. Why are you taking a picture? Right? So that just should tell you where their minds are at as far as this young man. I want y'all to listen to this again because he's not saying anything aggressive. He's not talking about the hospital. And you can hear it right as it's starting to cut to the next thing. You can hear it going, why are you taking a picture? Oh, God, I hate these people. Okay.
And even replied to it with no response.
I was completely shocked.
Hear that?
Broke my heart. You can never go wrong checking on your happy friends.
In an email, the Saskatchewan Health Authority says its emergency department staff are trained to respond to people in all health crises, and that it's heartbreaking to see this young man's distress. The Health Authority also says an investigation is underway to find out more details on Uko's visit.
I can't believe it that my nephew is not here because of mental health issue, and it's just something we neglected. We never look into it. We never talked about it.
A petition has now been launched on Uko's behalf. It's to help increase mental health services all across Canada in honor of a life lost too soon.
Now, why am I blaming the hospital? I'm sure you're wondering, right? Why am I blaming the hospital? Why do I think that these people are so damn disgusting and worthless? Well, there's an answer for that, and it's a very, very sad one. So, first of all, if someone shows up to the hospital and they're facing hallucinations and delusions for the first time, you don't just write them a prescription and send them back out into the world.
Right.
But that's what the hospital did the first time. Notice how I said the first time? The first time. So they write him a prescription, they send him back out into the world, and he's not doing well. So around 5 a.m., he calls the police again, and the police bring him back to the hospital. Now, I'm going to tell y'all a little story before I show you something. So he gets to the hospital. At this point, he's barely coherent. He's terrified. He's going through like moments where he's like, freaking out, whatever, then not and whatever. And so the problem is they have an issue with his name. And they're spending so much time trying to identify him. And then at some point, One nurse says, well, he needs to be moved, moved from where he was to somewhere else, right? You would think that must be what you mean by move, because when someone
Right.
comes into the ER, unless they're doing something terrible, you couldn't possibly be removed by moved. But hey, guess what? That's what this hospital decided. She must have meant
Oh.
he needs to be removed. So he's sitting there on his phone, right? You all saw him going, listen, guys, I need help. I need help. I'm not okay. This is not okay, right?
Mm.
Um, and this is how the hospital decided to deal with him.
No, leave me. Leave me alone. I said I know because I have mental issues. Issues. No. 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 Please, no.
The video is difficult to watch.
Yeah.
A desperate and screaming Samo Ugo being dragged out of the Regina General Hospital by security guards. This was the second time the 20-year-old had come to the hospital seeking help for depression, anxiety, and sleeping.
Now,
Mm.
so, and then he went and killed himself.
Mm.
So the family sued. They got $81,000. That was the cost of this young man's life. That was the cost of this huge mistake with this kid who probably could have went pro easily football wise.
Yeah.
And made way more than $81,000 every year for how long? $81,000. That's what Regina thought this young man's life was worth, and what that mistake was worth. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
It's,
Mm-mm-mm.
it's too much. It's too much. And they're like, oh, well, now we're doing reform, and we're and I mean the hospital person, the guy, the board, he said, yeah, we wasted so much time trying to identify him and focusing on that. Why the hell do you care? If someone comes into the hospital and they're passed out unconscious, they don't have their wallet with them, what?
You still gonna try to identify him?
Right.
Nope.
You are you going to treat them, or are you going to try to identify them? Who cares? You can identify them eventually. Aren't you supposed to treat the problem first? You would think that would be healthcare 101. Apparently in Regina, Saskatchewan, it is not. It's just uh uh.
Mm-mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since I'm angry and speechless, might as well go for this and talk about this because to me, it's enough money for everyone. I think the world has enough, but we have so many people that are greedy.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Illinois man who stole $800,000 from disabled youth group pleads guilty. I'm going to give him credit for pleading guilty because normally they always plead not guilty. So I'm going to give him that. But other than that, I'm not. And here's why. You scroll down here. The former executive director of a suburban Chicago nonprofit devoted to helping disabled children has pleaded guilty to stealing more than $800,000 from the group and using the money for personal expenses. What personal expenses? What personal expenses cost that much? Anyway, I'm gonna take a stab at this last name. I meant to look it up to see what nationality this man is. Stewart, and they spell Stewart Stuart. So I already know he's a different type of fella. Last name is Nitskin, 45 years old in Deerfield, Illinois. So that's in the suburb. Real beautiful place. Um, no sidewalks. You have to have a car. Dark at night. The deers are out there. So yeah, so he got money if he lived out there anyway and grew up there. He was charged with one count of wire fraud last Thursday. On Wednesday, and he pleaded guilty. The charges against Niskin do not name the organization he worked for, saying that he was executive director of a nonprofit group committed to empowering physically disabled children to participate in physical and psychological rehabilitation through sports. However, online records show the nonprofit was the American Friends of the Israel Sports Center for the Disabled. The group is the U.S. chapter of a charity founded in 1960 that specialized in the physical and psychological rehabilitation of Israelis, children, and youth. Niskin attorney Adam Shepard said Friday the charity was a cause to which Niskin was deeply devoted and that he's worked there since to repay what he allegedly took from the group. The charges allege that from April 2011 to September 2016, Niskin misappropriated at least $831,000 in funds meant for the Israelis Sports Center for the Disabled, including, and this is it, he was taking cash donations as well to pay personal expenses. So not only does he swindle the place out of 831,000, he's taking cash as well. His
Wow.
salary, six-figure salary, a real six-figure salary, $150,000 a year.
Mm.
That's what this man's salary was. Still wasn't
Wow.
enough. Still wasn't enough. He could face up to 3 years and a half in prison. That's it. And I promise you, he not gonna get nothing. Me might get 6 months if he gets that. If he
Oh.
gets that. And I do say if. I doubt if he does a day in prison. His
Mm.
sentencing is set for August 3rd. He has that type of income, and it just still wasn't enough. It's just never
Wow.
enough for these folks. Just never.
Greed. Just greed. That's the problem. When
Oh,
you build a society where everyone's value, like they don't value anything other than money, right? Monetary gain, money, money, money. You don't have an identity. Your personality isn't worth anything. Your money is. That's it. People don't
mm,
care about people. They care about money. That's it.
right. They sit up there and lie. Oh, the children. Yes, the children. Oh, I love to help the children. Yeah. They all lie. They all want to help the children. Get out of here.
Right? They all want to help the children. Isn't it amazing how many people want to help the children, and yet somehow the children are never getting help? Like anyone miss that? Like, why do the
Right.
children keep needing help if everyone's trying to help them? I don't understand.
Right.
It's amazing, really. All right,
Too
listen.
much.
Since you mentioned, you mentioned like the amount of time he's going to get in prison. It just, I was like, okay, we got to do this Iranian story because, I mean, a big focus on this one is how much time in prison these people are not going to get.
Mm.
So the parents of that man, as well as their daughter and their daughter's husband, the parents admit freely to murdering their son, their daughter, and their son-in-law.
Mm.
Yes. So, an Iranian couple had been arrested for drugging, murdering, and dismembering their filmmaker son, as pictured here, Babak Khorramdin, 47, and also confessed to killing their daughter and son-in-law in the same way years earlier. The case has stunned Iran, where it has been splashed across the front pages of newspapers with headlines including "Society in Shock" and "Occupants of Terror House." Cute.
Mm.
It also prompted intense discussion on social media about a legal system that offers relative leniency to parents who kill their offspring. So, see, I told you about the time thing. So, murder is usually a capital offense in Iran, but people who kill their children face a maximum of 10 years in jail. Interesting. So it's okay for you to kill your kids, but it's not okay for you to kill anyone else in Iran. I don't know. Right? Now, the parents could still face the death penalty if they're put on trial for the murder of the son-in-law. So the filmmaker's murder was discovered in the early hours of Sunday morning. Police were called to the Tehran suburb of Ekbatan. I hope I didn't butcher that too badly. After someone spotted human body parts in a bin, local media reported, quoting the judge Mohammed Shahari. Man, I'm trying with these names, I swear. The head of the Tehran criminal court. Police found human remains, including 2 hands, and used fingerprints to identify the victim. They then went to the house of the Karamdin's parents. Iran Karamdin, 74, and Akbar Karamdin, 81, told police they had used sleeping tablets to knock their son out before suffocating and stabbing him and cutting up his body. After being taken into custody, the couple confessed they had also killed their son-in-law 10 years previously and their daughter 3 years ago in the same way. They're just admitting it. There's no beating anyone. No one even asked them. They're like, yeah, we did it before. Why would you do this? It worked last time. What? Last time? How did you kill your daughter 3 years ago and your son-in-law 10 years ago and nobody noticed? Nobody. It's amazing.
Wow. That's crazy.
Isn't it? Now, what I think is amazing is during the court hearing, Akbar told Hamshari reporters he had no regrets. I don't regret what I did with the cooperation of my wife. They were corrupted, and I thank God. Right? So the parents say they claimed they killed the son-in-law because he was abusive, murdered their daughter because she became addicted to drugs, and targeted their son because he was single and having relationships with students. That was their reason. Yeah. So they're very open about this. Akbar told Babak's mother had initially drugged him. It was Friday night when his mother cooked chicken and poisoned it to make him unconscious, but did not eat that and went to his room and slept. So we put the food in the refrigerator. He woke up the next day and ate that, Akbar said. Once his son passed out at about 5 p.m., Akbar tied up his feet to a chair and then put a plastic bag on his head and then stabbed him several times. This is so matter of fact.
Wow.
They feel no ways about it, right? They carried the body to the bathroom, cut it into pieces, put the body parts in 3 suitcases, and distributed them around the city.
Okay.
Yeah, they're totally judged of sound mind, for the record, right? And they also reportedly looking into currently whether any other family members might be missing in suspicious circumstances.
Okay, you better check your family tree, because if you don't come up with it, they're not gonna say anything. Wow.
Right? Just, but nobody noticed. Nobody. How a whole person died 10 years ago. I'm sure he had family and friends. But that's it. No one looked into it. It's cool. But then your daughter dies, and no one was looking for this couple. Nobody.
Oh.
What?
Now who is he? Did he say something about Allah? Was that mentioned? Allah?
Akbar is his name.
Okay, because I'm finding when it comes down to what I hear stuff about serving Allah, I found some strange people do strange things, and I'm like, I don't see the holiness in a lot of these people's actions. So I'm just wondering, it's that same Allah that that they serve. But okay.
I think this is honor killings, right? Because and this is part of the issue with the society that gives you honor killings. So you can kill someone because they're dishonoring, or because they're not living according to God's word, or because da 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 da. That's why there's a maximum, not minimum, maximum of 10 years if you kill your children, because you only kill your children in an honor killing type situation, right? So there's more to it than just religion. I think you're talking about a society that is basically saying, instead of saying police your own, slap your own on the wrist and change their ways or give them second chances, they're saying, no, we don't want an ugly society. So take out your own trash. Like, that's kind of what it seems like to me. It's next level. Mm-hmm.
Cold-blooded.
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. Um, all right, so this is confusing. I got this from yesterday. Pfizer suggests booster shots will be needed this year, but government officials say science will dictate the timing. Then this morning on the news, they were saying, "Oh no, nothing is needed. Don't worry about it." And then I saw later on in the news, "Oh yeah, you're gonna have to do the booster shots every 6 months or a year." And I've been looking for it in print because I actually had it playing on the computer, but I can't find it in print. So I don't know what the hell is going on. So maybe you need a booster, maybe you don't. I can't say, but what I will say is interesting. With just the title of this is the government officials say science will dictate the timing. I'm not sure what why are they talking about it per se, as if maybe they're in control of it. That's what it seems like. It's getting scary. It's already scary, getting a little spookier. So I'm just putting it out there. Once I find a printed article on that 6 months to a year booster, I will definitely show you. But right now, I don't have it. Oh, why not?
Girl, I do. I have that up. I was gonna talk about that today too. I told you we are vibing each other. We're in the same space here. I'm like, oh shit, I was talking about the booster. I was gonna talk about the booster.
I just realized the computer had stopped sharing it. But this is the one that I had up. I don't know if you guys saw it at all, but
No. Mm-mm.
oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, this is what I was speaking about. And but I can't find the printed, version of it where they changed it this morning. But this is actually from yesterday because I had said, okay, I'll talk about this because this whole thing. I'm just it's crazy. They're talking about new variants and what this is going to do, what is not going to do. I'm like, nobody knows, and no one just being honest, just saying, we don't know. This is the best we can do. Try it. It may work. The end.
Yeah, you know what? They know. What they know is exactly what I've been saying the whole time. Now they're not. The thing is, they need it. They know that a booster is required. They know that after 6 months. Hold on, let me show y'all this article. Let me show y'all this article because they do know a bunch of stuff, but see, they're lying about it because that's all they
That
do
sounds
is
about
lie.
right. It
Right?
sounds about right.
These people do lie. Just lie, and just let's lie some more, right? Um, let me find us exactly where I am now on this article because they know that they don't. Basically, what they're discovering to begin with, not just with the Delta variant, but with any variant. Look, the Pfizer vaccine is highly active against the Delta variant, right? But after 6 months, he said there is likely is the risk of reinfection as antibodies, as predicted, wane. What did I tell you guys? This ultimately they came up with something that they are claiming gives you temporary immunity. It's no better than you catching COVID and then 90 days later you no longer have immunity. So right now, what they're saying is to begin with is that the original vaccine isn't actually doing as great of a job against the Delta variant. They know that, not at the beginning and not 6 months later. They know that because people who are double vaccinated and have been vaccinated for over 14 days have then caught the Delta variant and died. They know this 100%. Okay. So what they're saying is we are really, really hoping that people are not going to just drop dead while we figure this out. But here's the thing: the reason why they can't tell you anything definitive is because they haven't technically started the clinical trials. They're about to start them right now. Right now. So
Wow.
it is July 8th. Pfizer to begin clinical trials for a COVID-19 shot targeting Delta variant. Exactly. Because they know for sure, all they can tell you is that what you currently have ain't protecting you against the Delta variant. It's the only thing they can tell you for sure. That's what they know, right? But they can't just tell you that, right? Because then the world's going to panic again, so they can keep lying to you. But in the meantime, they need to start clinical trials ASAP because they need to find a more permanent solution. Like I told you guys, this is why I'm not taking the original vaccine, because it's not a permanent solution. It's not. It's ridiculous, right? Like look at this right here. You want they say right here. While we believe a third dose of our vaccine has the potential to preserve the highest levels of protective efficacy against all currently known variants, including Delta, we are remaining vigilant and are developing an updated version of the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine.
Developing. Keyword developing.
Right. So you could just need a third shot instead of just needing two, right? But just in case, we're just going to try to develop another one. Really?
Oh my goodness.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is crazy. I just it's too much for me. I've always been a person that says, just tell the truth and give the person the option. Don't lie to them. Don't kind of cheat on them. Just
Right.
like last night, kind of. No,
Kind
kind of.
of.
Just come on out with it and say what it is. I can respect you at least. At least. Gee. Well, what I do know for sure is gas prices are increasing. So you guys get ready. That article I do have. So let me play that for you. Here goes. Unmute.
Explains what's behind the surge.
Well, over the next few weeks, filling up your tank will likely hit your wallet a little bit harder. Experts tell me that's partly because of the pandemic, but also things like global affairs and even hurricane season could have an effect. Loosening pandemic restrictions are driving more people out of the house.
There's a huge demand, a huge pent-up demand for travel, which is great. Got to get this economy going again. That's the good side.
The not so good side is the effect it has on gas prices. Already this year, we've seen a 40% increase.
They've definitely been skyrocketing, so just going up, up, up.
The numbers will continue to rise as much as 20 cents over the next several weeks.
Just $4 a gallon might slow me down. It might slow me down. I'd probably stay home.
AAA spokesperson Bill Purpura says industry experts are keeping an eye on straining negotiations between oil-producing countries.
What they do is going to be important. It's going to impact crude oil prices, and eventually that comes down to the consumer at the pump.
Weather could also play a part as hurricanes threaten the Gulf of Mexico.
And that's where a lot of those refineries exist. And when hurricanes come in through those coastal communities.
Okay, I just have to point out that they put him at the gas pump and now he's, what is this? So rear view mirror? They just keep moving this guy. Just had to point that out.
Those gas lines are shut down for safety reasons.
For many, not filling up is not an option. Purpura recommends combining your errands, watching your speed, and lightening your load. Consumers can also shop around for the best deals. And experts tell me that prices naturally tend to taper off during the fall and late summer. That's when kids go back to school and families tend to travel less. Local 3 in Columbus, Captain Ross, NBC4.
For a limited time, you can save more.
Get ready, everybody. Get ready. It's coming. That's for certain. Get ready. Get ready.
I mean,
what can you do? They got me for cable. got me extra $60 a year, unless I change it, but they got me. So they'll get you too.
Mhm. Well, y'all, I have unfortunately another sad story. I want y'all because and the reason why I'm going to cover this because I mean other people have covered it, but I don't think people really understand the full depth. So we're going to watch what people were criticizing. They were criticizing the mother specifically in her response in court. You know what? Let's just watch it because I'm going to do a bad job of trying to explain this to you without giving things away or whatever.
Okay.
And then we can see what's what. All right. Share. Going and really okay.
Guilty plea of killing a black man sends a grieving mother into a rage in July 2018. You can make this possible.
Oh, I didn't want to go back that far. Oh my God. Really?
All right, folks, let's go to
Ruby
Tennessee,
is just
where
failing
a
today.
police officer's guilty plea of killing a black man sends a grieving mother into a rage. In July 2018, Andrew Delk shot Daniel Hambrick in the back 3 times as he ran away at his hearing. Delk pled guilty to voluntary manslaughter. He got the opportunity to express his condolences to the family.
I'm pleading guilty today because I recognize
Anthony,
my use of deadly force was not reasonably necessary under all the circumstances. I recognize that what happened on July 26, 2018 was tragic. Mrs. Hambrick lost her son that day, and I am responsible for her loss. Excuse me. These are facts that I will have to live with for the rest of my life. And no mother should ever have to experience the loss of a child, and not a day has gone by that I have not thought about my actions. I also recognize that my actions impacted the community and the police department. I hope this case can contribute positively to the much needed discussion about how police officers are trained and how we as a community want police officers to interact with citizens. I am deeply sorry for the harm my actions caused, and I hope that Mr. Hambrick's family...
Aren't they always deeply sorry, like after the fact?
It's
Right?
always deeply. They love the word deeply.
Deeply.
I just was thinking about them. Like, that's their adjective. That's their go-to.
Yeah. Deeply sorry. You so deeply sorry. Really? Don't worry. We're going to get to that. But first, I want you to hear this poor mother, because when y'all see this woman is sitting there and this man going down for manslaughter, like he accidentally did something, right? Okay. This one.
Can't believe it. I can't believe this, Judge. I can't believe it. I've been going through this for 3 years. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Oh, also, forgot to mention, little detail. So normally, when they're going to make a plea deal with someone, right, they have to go to the family of the victim and say, hey, listen, we are going to offer so-and-so a plea, or so-and-so's lawyer offered us this plea.
Right.
Do you accept or reject? Oh, no, that didn't happen. No, this woman went through all this for 3 years.
What?
And then she shows up in court to find out that, oh, he's been offered a plea and accepted a plea, and it's already a done deal. This is when she found out.
No. That's not how it goes. You got to be kidding me.
Nope. Wow. So this cop slaughters her kid, ensures that he's gonna die, and again, I will show you guys the footage afterwards so you can see exactly what I mean. Unnecessarily, because this is all over driving. This is because the guy was driving a car in a way that the cop thought might be erratically, And then he tries to stop the guy, and the guy grabs his phone out of the car, is really what it is, and takes off running. That's it.
Girl. Okay,
That's
let me
it.
be quiet. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. So now I want y'all to hear the outrage and shock. This is this woman's first opportunity to react to this. Remember that. But of course, because you would never think that. You would never think that they would take this right away from a grieving mother. Never in a million years. Because they wouldn't do it to them. Right? All right, let's listen.
John, I lost my mother. I lost my grandmother. I lost my father. My father had a stroke and a heart attack. I can't believe it. Because of you. Because of you. I lost my son's father because of you. Because of you. Yes. He killed himself. I hate you. I hate you. I don't accept no apology because you could have did it. The equity gave it. I don't accept it. What if the table was turned? Judge? That's right. What if the table was turned? Just look at the tape. What if it's your child? That's right. It's not my child. What if it's your child? It'll be a different story. Go ahead. What if it's your motherfucking child? You white motherfucker. Come as a motherfucker. You bastard. You bastard. I hate you. Roger, I hate you too. You black motherfucker. I hate you. I hate you.
She went everywhere today.
Miss Hamble. And I hate you. I hate you. Damn it. Come as a motherfucker. You better watch your back in jail, motherfucker.
She ain't played today.
You better watch your motherfucking back. You hear me? You better be scared. You better be scared, motherfucker. Come as a motherfucker. They gotta take you out of here, y'all, because I'm gonna come and smack the shit out of you. Oh, yes, I am. So they better
Oh, yes, I am. I'm going to find a way.
They better take you out of here. Because I've been through a lot from you. A lot. His friend killed himself because of you. I hate you. So I don't accept your motherfucking apology. Okay? You cook okay, motherfucker. You cook. No, let me go.
Well,
let me go.
Well,
that's a Judge China talk over there.
I think that's enough.
You don't think it's enough?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, she ain't playing. Thank God for her other sons. Thank God for them. Yo, she ain't done.
Don't come up here.
Yeah, y'all might want to just put him somewhere that's not there. Yeah. No, she's good. Yo, it's taking like 4 grown-ass men to stop her. 4.
We didn't get a chance, y'all. We didn't get a chance, man. 3 years. We didn't get a chance, man. We didn't get a chance. We didn't get a fucking chance, man. We didn't give him a fucking chance.
Right. Now, so, okay, I'll tell y'all for real, right? When I first watched the video, my original response was, bro, y'all kids around here, y'all should have done better, right? Y'all should have been like, don't threaten me, or whatever, right? But then I found out, that they disrespected, they spit in the face of that family by not even telling them, not even giving them a chance to be angry and grieve about it privately first. You didn't come to that family first and say, hey, listen, it's supposed to be the right of the family. You mean black folk have gone to jail over white folk not wanting to forgive somebody or something? But it's the family's right? So I was flabbergasted that they could show that family that much disrespect. A family's gone through so much pain because of that man. But I want to show y'all the video because remember what she said it earlier. She said, watch the tape. Watch the tape. That's why the boys are like, yo, you didn't even give us a chance.
Right.
Right? We want to lock him under the jail. You didn't give us a chance to prove that he's a slime ball, that he don't care about us. Right? So I want to show y'all the tape. Now, there's a bunch of different tapes. They basically had to piece together a bunch of different surveillance tapes from around the neighborhood. So there's the one that's kind of in the complex, and then this one, because this is the end part. So I wanted y'all to see this part, because this to me is when they say watch the tape. I think that because this is the part that got me. So I want y'all to see this. So look over here, because they're gonna come around this corner. And he's gonna come around first. He's wearing a white shirt right there. Okay. So there, he's running. Okay.
Yes.
Watch his cock. Look, his arms are already up. Look. He's shooting after this guy already. And he barely makes it, and he drops. Now watch the cop. Watch the cop. I want you to see this for real. I want you to watch the cop. Okay. And that happened at 5:36. I want y'all to see what he does. I really want you to process how maybe this young man wasn't dead yet, but he was going to make sure. What is he doing? What is he doing? Who's he pointing his gun at? For what? What is he doing?
Yeah,
right. There's a young man who's lying on the ground. He clearly dropped him. Or maybe he's going to check on him now, right? Oh, no, he's not checking on him. Weird. So what do you do now? Where's he going? Now he's over here. Why is he over here? What's he doing? There he's gone. So now there's a young man who's lying there with gunshot wounds from him. He hasn't even looked at that man. Hasn't checked on him. Hasn't nothing. He's somewhere else. What's happening? There's just a man who's lying there. There's nobody there. Imagine if you saw that the cops were trying to, quote unquote, apprehend your kid, shoot your kid down, keep their arms up like they're just trying to shoot anyone who comes around, and then he just walks away. Where is he?
Oh.
Yeah. Guys, maybe he's gonna come and check on him, right? Oh no, he's not. No, he's coming to check. His buddies are coming. Look, he's not going still nowhere near that guy. Look, I want y'all to see what this family saw while their child lay here, shot and unmoving. You don't know, is he dead? Is he alive? Is he bleeding out? Could you have done something maybe to save his life? Okay. This is 2 minutes so far. 2 minutes so far, no one's even gone near him. This cop is when he comes up. So okay, let's check on him.
Yeah.
So that this piece of trash shoots your kid multiple times in the back, and then just goes and chills out, maybe has a smoke or something, and waits for other people to show up and bother to do something about it. And he's getting manslaughter. He didn't mean to do it at all. He was very concerned about it. It was accidental. He definitely didn't mean for him to die. He cared, right? He cared. He cared so much after you shot him in the back for an offense that has to do with you driving a little bit weird, right? Then he just let him lay there as he was nowhere near around for minutes when he maybe could have done something about it. Look, still no one's actually offering him any type of medical attention or anything. I'm just saying at least one cop came to check to see if he was alive or dead. Look at this. Look at this.
Wow.
That's what this mother saw. That's what this mother was reacting to. And then you don't even, after the disrespect of her son as he laid there dying, you don't even have enough respect for the family? Even if you're not going to ask them, to at least tell them first? Just to give them something?
Wow. I'm just still shocked that you could actually do that.
Right.
A plea deal without not informing the family. I don't understand that. I've never heard of anything like that before. It definitely sounds against the law.
Oh, it's 1,000% against the law, right? Just like shooting a guy in the back and shooting him dead for running away from you is against the law. Running away from you is not a crime. Really? This is ridiculous.
Right. That's not apprehending anyone, shooting them in center mass. No.
No, not at all. So for all those people who are trying to criticize this woman and the family, how would you feel? Because that's what she said too, right? It's kind of like, it reminds me of A Time to Kill, where he just describes this horrific scene and then goes, "Yeah, now imagine she was white," and just the shock on everyone's face. Oh, you can do that to a white child? That would be terrible, right? But that's what you need to do. They need to stop, dehumanizing us, and we need to stop allowing them to, because this is disgusting. This is too much.
It is. Gee.
They better sue.
I'm just
I want them to sue
speechless.
everybody. Sue everybody, because
Okay.
right, you need to sue not just his family and the police and whatever. You need to sue that prosecutor and whatever for having disrespected your family and broken. I don't care if it's the law or just a morality clause or something. But if roles were reversed, there's no way they would have done that. No way.
No, not at all.
Horrible.
He better watch his back.
Mm. She said it, and she was being serious. And I, honestly, he better just stay in solitary for his whole 10 years, because I don't know what's going to happen if he leaves. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. She ain't
Mm.
playing.
Mm-mm.
She talking to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this young man, he's held a hero, but it to me is scary because he had a gun, and of course things could have changed when the police got there and saw him with a gun. Um, I'm glad it worked out the way it did, but still, black man with a gun. Mm-mm.
Mm. Mm-mm.
So thank you for taking down the rape suspect, but when I mean this guy risked his life, he literally risked his life. So let's see if this is clear enough for us to see.
A woman in a Berwick grocery store. WSAV News 3's Alex Bazarjian has more on his heroism and exclusive video of the takedown.
It's right there, and hands in the air, and you saw me just kind of moving around, just keeping myself, right position.
This is security footage of the exact moment when Damian Austin took down an accused rapist. Just minutes before, Austin was shopping at the nearby Kroger. He says he heard a scream that made the back of his neck hair stand up.
Someone behind me, a lady behind me, just said he raped that girl in the bathroom. And once she said that, there was nothing else for me to do but go out the door after him.
The former Marine chased this man, Gregory Hathorne, through the parking lot and ended up in the back of this Ace Hardware. The surveillance video shows Austin approach Hathorne with a gun. The suspect drops to the ground. Moments later, another bystander jumped in to help.
And she went inside the store. A minute later, she came out with a pack of large zip ties. And so she pulled out a couple, and I walked over with her and, kept drawing down on him to make sure he didn't move.
Police officers eventually got on scene. The video shows Hathorne in handcuffs being taken into custody. Austin's bravery didn't go unnoticed. Our cameras were rolling when the Ace Hardware store manager came to express his appreciation.
There's $100 on that. We appreciate what you did.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm not looking for accolades.
I know you're not.
Yeah.
I know you're not. It was just that was an awesome thing you did.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Wanted to say thanks.
Thank you so much, sir.
Austin says it feels good to know his community is safer, and he hopes the victim finds some comfort in knowing her suspected attacker is behind bars.
Like, I immediately thought, my wife shops here. I have friends whose wives shop here. I have friends that my son is friends with, their kids work here. My son works here. So it was just about not letting this person get away after he did what he did.
Alex Bozargian, WSAV News 3, on your side.
Police say they are still processing evidence and interviewing other witnesses. WSAV reached out to Kroger's spokesperson to see whether they're changing their safety protocols. They did not reply to our request for comment as of yet.
Go where summer leads you. Yeah, they can't at this time. But okay, so I think what happened with the zip ties, he probably holstered his gun after that, and they just waited around for the police to come. Okay, that makes sense because going out, up, oh, it could have been a different thing, but this worked out well. That is really sad that you go into a store. I mean, you're shopping in a store. You want to go to the restroom for whatever reason, and some guy come in there to do that to you. That's just ridiculous. But I'm glad there was a takedown. Got this guy off the street. Process him. Hopefully, he'll be off the street for a while, registered, and other people can be safe. Hopefully, get this man some help. He needs some help. That's an awful thing to do.
I mean, in this day and age, as sad as it is to say, I'm going to say being a good Samaritan doesn't pay off regardless of your race. Especially when it has to do with the gun. I mean, Johnny Hurley, who was a white guy, killed a gunman who killed a bunch of cops. There was a gunman killing cops, and Johnny Hurley came in with his gun, right, in an open carry state, legally, whatever, and killed the gunman who was killing cops and innocent bystanders. And then when the cops arrived on scene, they killed him. No questions. They just showed up. Oh, look, there's a guy with a gun. Kill him first, and we'll ask questions later. So,
yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, again, glad things worked out well, but it's not something I would advise. And it's a sad thing to say, but why would I? Right? I understand as Americans, you guys are you really care about all your amendments when they apply to you in that moment. And so you really care about, your right to bear arms and stuff and whatever. But I don't know, man. I don't know. It just seems like to me, when the cops are using it as an excuse when you don't even have a gun to gun you down, whether you're innocent, walking, whether you're trying to save their lives, whatever it is, I don't know if I'd want a gun. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. Sorry.
I understand.
Sorry.
Yeah. Did you have another story, or are you ready for the Ken and Karen segment?
Yeah, about ready for the Ken and Karen segment. I'll be honest.
All right, everyone, it's that time, and you know what happens. Give me a second, and can we get excited around here for our Ken and Karen? Can't wait, got our third hands and just waiting, and yeah. What you say, Karen? What?
Feet away, coronavirus. You are Karen.
Woo! Ken and Karen time. Whoop, whoop.
All right, y'all. Well, let us talk a little bit about racial profiling by Karen. I love this video because Karen proves that that's exactly what they do. They racially profile, right? Now, yes, obviously being Black in public is normally enough for Karen, right? But in this case, her reasoning is just so stupid. And I love how chill the Black man in the video is, because it just makes her look more foolish. Let's take a look at it. And fun enough, I like it. I do love this channel, Karen's in the Wild, because they always give us a bonus Karen. So you know what? We're gonna watch the bonus Karen too, because I don't know what it is. I didn't check it out. So we're all gonna be pleasantly surprised together. But first, let's listen to Karen and her asinine bullshit. Bull. Okay. Hold on.
All right.
Video. All right.
You about to get your ass beat. Beat the fuck up. Literally get beat the fuck up. Get your ass beat. He don't know you. You don't know him. You don't know her. Fuck you. Get in the car. I'm about to
Aaron, get your stupid ass in the car. Get in the car, Aaron. Get in the car, Aaron.
You do not know him. You do not know her. You don't know anybody here. You are not special. Get your stupid ass in the car. No, he is not. Oh. What? Because he's driving a fucking Buick?
You said crack.
Wait.
He's just, you see him? He just chilling.
Wow.
Hey,
look at her.
Hey, I'm sorry, y'all. Hey, you see that bitch in the road? She's gonna handle it. No, she can't handle a goddamn thing, man.
Aaron, get in the car, Aaron. Aaron, get in the car.
I know y'all are. Dude, she's a fucking for? No, she didn't know God did anything.
You drug dealer, babe. Come on, drug dealer. I need some drugs.
Yeah, I just gotta put out for the record because that was funny. Okay, but he's a drug dealer. Why? Because he's driving a Buick. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
now what? So what? What, you want some? You want a discount? What is it, lady? You know you want that Percocet. No, you need that to sleep. Stop lying.
Girl, I'm telling you, I don't know where Brad came from exactly, right? But we need more Brads and less Kens in the world, right? You're not special. Now get in the car.
Right. Put in a place. Get in the car, Aaron.
Like, get in the car, Aaron. Yo, her name had to rhyme with Karen. Had to rhyme with Karen. Karen, Aaron. I was.
That made it worse.
It really, really did. Now, guys, our bonus Karen, I don't know. I don't know what's on the video, but aren't Karens always epic? Like, they're always worth watching. Let's watch bonus Karen.
Okay.
Oh, what did I say to harass you?
You hate white people, okay? Because you watch CNN
I
all
said,
day long.
did I say that I hate white people?
Yeah, you hate white people because I could see it in your face. You're causing trouble. You're
Wow.
so desperate to return. I should not even return these. This is against store policy.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's not. I just bought
You
those
talk-
products last
No,
week.
little person, I know you are. Just you're
Wow,
coming in here. You're having a bad day.
Wow,
because
this
you're
is how
broke.
people. This
Come
is how
on,
they
no
talk to
normal
customers
person does
in the
this.
cosmoprof of King of Prussia. I cannot wait to share this,
Go ahead. You think I care?
and I will be showing your manager as well.
Go ahead.
I sure will. I sure will. God bless you. You need prayer.
Oh.
Don't you ever insult my faith again by insulting
You're not
me and
acting like
telling
a
me I
Christian
need
woman.
prayer.
I don't know what your
I
faith is,
said my
but I
prayers
serve
before I
God,
came
and
here.
this is not the way that God's people treat other people.
Oh, you know. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I told you you can only get a
Uh-huh.
A hijab.
It's not
Anytime,
full
Karen.
policy. I called earlier and they said that
No,
as
but-
long as
but
it's been
there's
in a
no
60-day
such thing as that.
return, that I'm able to get my money
Are
back.
you this desperate for $20 here? Can I write you a check? I'm gonna give you $20. I want you out of my store.
What? The?
What? Wait, what? But isn't that you're gonna? What? Can I have a check? I want a check. I hate white people, Karen. Can I have a check? Like, what? That whole thing is just so blown out of proportion. Like,
yeah.
I shouldn't even let you return these. Why? It's in your store policy that you could return any product within X amount of days. I bought this last week.
And she knows that.
Right. What's the problem?
Just gonna have to, that's the one thing about a store. You're a business, you can write stuff off. So stop it.
Right. Like, I don't know if it's her store. She's just an employee there. I'm going to guess she's just an employee there. Let's be real. But, with that being said, one way or the other, you know what the policy is. So why is this such a problem? Like, you just don't want to take it back because she's black? Is that it? Is it that you don't know how to work the cash register properly? So you don't know how to do a return? Because that's happened to me before. I'm going to be all the way 100 with you guys. So when I worked in retail, and they just put you on the cash register and someone goes on break and now you're there by yourself and you can't figure out how to make the cash register do what you need it to do.
Right.
Man, what's your option? Your option is try to convince people that they don't actually want to do what they're trying to do in this moment. Right? Like anything but what you're trying to do. I can't figure out how to do it. And I don't want to look like an idiot. So I'm trying to look slick, but sure you really want to return that? How about if we try to find you an option before you return it? That way you can just do an exchange. No, I don't have time to do that. I'll just do a straight return. Okay. Sure. Right? Like, that's how I feel like she couldn't figure out how to work the cash register. She's going on the phone, then she's slamming the phone back down. Like she's just doing all of this demonstrative BS that has nothing to do with anything. Like, were you calling someone? Like, okay.
Go sit down, Karen. I have a can, and
Yay!
I'm going to be skipping along this. My cans have been mostly police officers, and that's kind of what this guy is an IRS guard. So let me share my screen here. Get Mr. Ken on the screen. There's 3 body cameras, but the way the audio is, I'm not even gonna waste my time. Um, I will definitely explain it as we go along, and it should make you as angry as it made me as I look through it today. Yes. All right. Popo on the way. See what's going on.
We have a second floor.
433. I think you know where that's at, right?
433 should be like right here.
I thought it was. I think it's this. I think it's in the fifth third.
No, it's on that side.
Sure.
Yeah, because 425, 433.
So on Summit, service. Good, right? There's a car right there. Must be this
one. Second floor. Got it.
How you doing? So I stopped up here to ask a question about.
Gentlemen, I need to talk to you before he talks to you.
We're right here. Okay, again, I stopped up to ask a question. You want to pull aside? That's fine. I stopped up to ask a question about some tax situation. When I walked in, he said, "If you're up here on official business," I said, "No."
Well, that gentleman up here, he's not here on official business. He came in here with his weapons and told him he couldn't have them. He had his hands on his weapons. I told him to remove his hands from his weapons. He didn't listen. I drew him.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go past this line and covering up and get on back to the
Even if he's an officer?
You're not allowed to have your weapons on federal property. Even us, even you.
"Get your hands off your weapon." I said, "I don't have my hands on my weapon." He immediately goes and draws his weapon out, points it at me. I said, "What is wrong with you?" And I said, "I'm leaving." Yeah. He follows me out. He says, "It's too late now. You're going in cuffs." So he follows me around the corner here. And I said, "You need to go back inside." I hit the elevator to get off. He said, "No." He said, "No, you're not getting off."
Did you even like say anything to him?
So then the other officer with his body cam, it's not as clear, but they're talking to him, and the guy is coming up with his excuses. It pissed me off. But clearly, as you saw, the guy came out of the door there. He's on his way to the elevator. Here comes this dude, which you saw, he had his gun drawn on him. And he tries to get on the elevator, and the white guy stops him. Now you got officers coming to this building trying to figure out what the hell is going on. You have the IRS building or office there. This guy is a deputy that works in the building. He just came up to check something out. The guy wanted to give him a hassle. He said, "Oh, you on official business?" He says, "No." He said, "Okay. Let's listen to some more."
They told him, I asked him, "Are you here on official business?" He said, "No." Okay. He asked me if it was someplace where he could store them. I said, "No, there's no place here on the property that you can store them. You're going to have to take them off the property."
What's the law? What's the law as far as somebody bringing? I understand your.
And this is just how I'm saying it.
What's the law on bringing in firearms in the government and like when you're.
Well,
and he's not an official, even though he's on county. He's on county time. This we'll check all the records you have to do, but he's coming here on personal business, and he's not an official business. He can't bring his firearm.
As long as he's in uniform,
Unless you
But
can
he's
get
not
a uniform.
But he's not on official business.
Doesn't matter as long as he's in uniform. Because I mean, what if he? And here's my what if. What if he just got off shift and was going to take care of this because he doesn't live in the
He
city
got
or
all the
close to
excuses
here
of the world
before he goes home? Okay, and then and I'm just playing devil's advocate for you so you can understand. Say he does put all this stuff in his car and locks his car up. Somebody breaks in and steals all of his stuff. Now we got some criminal
He
running
probably
around.
shouldn't be here on
You know what I'm
work
saying?
time either.
Well, that
So the white guy, this isn't the guy who pulled a gun, but this guy, he claims to actually know nothing, but he still got all these excuses. But he said he knew nothing earlier. I might have went past that. You might hear it later on. I don't know. But he got all these excuses. Well, this is county time. Well, it's personal time. Still all these excuses. The police officer is like, okay, so what if he wasn't? What? What he got to do? Well, he can't come up here with, all this on. So if he gets off work, he comes up here. I'm just playing devil advocate. So what? He can't come. Well, could be, it's on county time. It's not the regular time. Just excuses. Excuses for the fool that pulled the weapon. But let's play some more.
I just asked a simple question.
That's up to him.
And I got
just
that.
trying to get all the facts straight.
Because this. Yes, he pointed his gun at me.
Arrest that son of a bitch.
He arrests. You can't point your gun at someone. And this isn't even a life-threatening situation. And I turned around and walked away, and he's still pointing at me straight.
Yeah, you don't know.
There's cameras here. There's cameras. There are cameras here. Please look at your cameras.
My whole issue is that he's in uniform. I mean,
common sense.
It's clear that he is a deputy.
No, yeah.
That's like one of us coming up here dressed like this.
I was told about this after the fact.
Yeah, no, and I'm just saying. I mean,
yeah. Now you told about it, but you don't know nothing. But you had excuses at first. Well, it's not official. Bit well, company county time. Oh well.
He can walk over to the government building and walk anywhere in government center he wants, dressed like that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I mean, now if I go over there and I'm in civilian clothes, I have to secure my weapon.
This is what happened.
So.
This is what happened to me. Okay, I was told that there was a security incident, and I didn't know. I didn't know.
He's a hothead, and he's a wannabe, and he's going to cause some issues.
I didn't know it was.
Pointed right at me.
I didn't know it was a law enforcement official.
Yeah.
So
Neither did we until we came up.
So I came in, and I thought you were here to help, and I didn't know it was.
No, it wasn't me. And you know what? I figured this guy's got some issues, so I'm gonna just leave anyway. No, it's too late. I'm putting cuffs on you. Stop! And he comes out and he's screaming while pointing his gun at me. So when I pull my phone out to take a picture of it, he puts it away. I said, "Well, there's cameras in there anyway."
Yeah. Personally, I'd haul his ass in. I don't care if he's a FPS employee or not. Yeah. There's no fucking reason. I quit carrying my gun up here when I was sworn because they said, "Well, you can't have it in here." I could go to the 7th floor.
Yes, I can go to the 7th and that's where I go. I'm in the building all the time. I serve subpoenas over here, so they have no problem with it. Right. And I only had one question. Once they said that, okay, I'll leave. He had a hard on for me from the minute I walked in.
And then you drew on him?
He had his hands on his weapon. I gave him the whole time. I told him no fewer than 3 times his hands off his weapon. He wouldn't turn it into him.
See, what pisses me off that they're not showing this dude. That's what's pissing me off. They're not showing him. The guy that's the police officer, he's facing his other police officer. You got that, and you hear his voice off on the side. That ain't good enough. Let's see facial expression. Let's see the dude. But they're going to end up investigating and taking him downtown. So that's another reason why they didn't have him on film. But yeah, I'm pissed. Okay, let me try to play some more as he continued to lie. Well, he had his hand on his weapon, and I told him to, and he refused. Get out of here! Get the hell up out of here!
Having his hand on his pistol, to having his hand on his teeth, to having his hand on his baton. So I told him to turn around, put his hands up, and get his hands on his weapon, and he didn't listen. And he turned around and he was leaving. I drew my gun on him.
Once he walked away?
I mean, he was.
I mean, the woman clearly asks after he said he drew his weapon on him. He said after he was leaving, well, and his hand went up. See, this is the stuff I'm talking about. You just clear, you just lying, you got excuses. If you're gonna do something, stand on your disrespect.
Facts.
That's all you got to do.
Mhm.
He had his hand on his weapon. I drew my gun, and he went out the door. Oh, so you had your weapon on him? Yes, I did.
Right.
Because the cameras are clear. These cameras are clear, as you saw earlier. They are crystal clear. So you can say whatever you want to come out your mouth, but we can see the darn tape, fool. We see you. We see you.
Facing me for a second.
Dumbass. Let me hurry up and move
Turned
on.
around.
I can't take it
So that
anymore.
weapon
I just can't.
but I wasn't
I
pointing
can't
it.
stand liars and
Yeah.
What's he got on him?
This is not a federal building.
No, it's not.
This is a federal office
Right.
there, but from there down, it's public.
Right.
This is our suspect with the gun.
I'm gonna leave it.
His gun. Then wouldn't let him leave.
Who did this?
He doesn't need to be here. I'm telling you right now.
So what's the legal ramifications on that?
I mean,
I'm not a lawyer.
No, well, neither are we.
Doesn't make any sense.
You know, I mean, the sad part is they're both. It's not that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm glad he didn't pull a gun on me because I would have probably pulled mine on him. But
I started to disarm him.
Yeah, and
But I didn't. I just.
only thing is he feels that he was in the right. Now I don't know what your guys' rules are, and I know it says no firearms. The only problem is.
But common sense. He has no common sense.
I know.
Okay.
He shouldn't be
I mean, it would be different if he walked up here and was in city clothes and had a shirt on, and then he seen his shirt move and he had a gun
exactly,
on.
that's what I
That
thought
makes
it
a
was.
huge
That's
difference.
what I
Or
thought it was.
Joe Schmuck off the streets walks up.
Really?
There, he's carrying. He's got a gun hanging out.
You know what he
It says
did?
downstairs, no weapons.
When I got in the elevator to leave, he kept his gun out and kept his foot on the elevator. You're not going anywhere. Are you kidding me?
Copy that. Yes, ma'am.
and they covering all that covering and covering and covering. I can't stand it. I'm pissed off.
Pointed at
And again, that's
law
what,
enforcement officer.
He's in full uniform, got his seatbelt on, everything.
I mean, he's screaming. I'm like, okay,
Mask on,
this guy's
radio.
dumb. So I'm gonna just leave. I'll come back later. He followed. He said, I said, what are you doing?
Yeah, just.
You need to stop.
Yeah.
I'm putting you in cuffs. I said,
He said,
and
"You're
go
not
back
okay."
inside. He said, it's too late. I hit the thing. He put his foot, now he's got his gun out, and he's still with the gun out, and he's got his foot on
holding the door
I said,
open.
man, move your foot so I can go.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
And I realized this guy is goofy as hell. He's got a gun.
Yeah, that's no.
Yeah.
As I said, he may be going to do it.
I guess there is no supervisor on.
Yeah, take his ass to jail.
They're like an hour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Get all that. Take them. Take them. I'm sick of them.
He said the common sense of it all. Well, the common sense is that black skin trumps uniform every time. That's the common sense to this guy. Well, I saw black skin. He must be a criminal.
It's crazy.
Is that what he said?
Get a statement from both sides.
End up with a report. I don't know. Well, now their IA may do something. That's. I'll be honest with you. This is the first time I've ever dealt with this. I've been on for 13 years. I've never had a security guard pull a gun on another officer.
Dude, I'm telling you.
'Cause he a
I'll
dumbass.
be honest. When I turn around and walk away, I said, this is dumb. Okay, you know, because I just figured I'd diffuse it by
just
leave.
leaving.
And that's when he follows me out.
With his gun drawn on you.
I'm not here to lie to anybody.
No, that's what I said. You
Your
got
side,
cameras.
his side, I
Right,
really don't
exactly.
care. But personally, he's in the wrong. I mean, I was waiting. I'm like, suspect. But it never said anything. We got security guard, and then the way they made it sound is there was like an ODO here. Is
That's
what
why
it
I knew he
sounded
was
like,
goofy.
that was walking him out
Yeah,
the
he's
door.
goofy.
We're like,
Let me show you. Let me see. What did they call it in as? Because it said it on here. Edited for clarity. They called it in as something. Oh, a taxpayer with a gun. That's how it was reported.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it was reported.
I guess it's technically true.
Oh, Lord. Well, yeah, I guess.
Right? He pays taxes and he had a gun. Like, what do you want?
Man, I'll be in court next 10 years. I wouldn't let it go. I would not let it go. He would not sleep.
Mm-mm.
He wouldn't get no rest. He would sell his house. He would leave the state, and I get through with him.
He just doesn't need that job. Clearly,
He doesn't. He's
no.
crazy.
Right.
The man is cuckoo.
He needs no job where he's in any form of position of power, and has the deciding factor about, who's safe, who's dangerous, stuff like that. He clearly can't, because all he saw was black skin and nothing else mattered.
That's all. Exactly. You're going to pull your gun? I mean, the cameras are there. What was going to happen if you shoot the man? That would have been probably the first case where they'd like, man, we can't help you. We can't do nothing. We really can't help you on this one. We tried, but the camera, man, I'm sorry. You just got to do the time. I'm sorry.
Sure. You heard him. He even had the nerve to say, well, I don't know. I mean, anyone could have stolen the uniform from a legitimate cop's place and then put it on and then was masquerading as a cop. Seriously? You thought that was more probable than this is just a cop? Like, you really thought it was more probable that if you saw a black man in a uniform, that he probably stole the uniform from a secured place over this is actually legit? Like, that's what he literally said. What?
And you want him not to have, be armed. So if he's leaving, why are you stopping him?
Right.
So it just makes no sense. It's something in their brain is wired. That man has got several screws loose.
Mm-hmm.
Gee, besides the racial issues and whatever else going on with them.
I mean, honestly, Jar, I'm going to say, if that cop was white, this wouldn't have happened. Yeah. Because he would have said, oh, hey, officer. Yeah, I want to be just like you when I grow up. Right? And that would have been it. Right? So
Right.
I mean,
Or come back after 5. I can't serve you right now, but come after 5. Okay.
Right.
See you, Jim.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. Right? Oh, yeah, we have a beer afterwards, So sorry about okay, I'm not supposed to do it, but I make a one-time exception for you, because we're all in the same force, right? Basically, like when mall cops think that they're special. Shar, I know we a little over time, but I feel like we all need to see. Yeah, we all need to see a Ken get punched in the face. I feel like we would all feel better, right? At this point, yeah. So we're all gonna watch.
Turner.
Let's do this.
Okay.
Now, unfortunately, I know, because a lot of y'all were disappointed when we did our Ken in the Walmart, I think it was, and the black man just stood there and let him be a jackass. This is an Asian man, I know, but it's still gonna feel good. Don't worry. Let's just watch. Don't worry, it's still gonna feel good. All right. Make sure y'all can see it good. All right.
This began at Market Street and 8th Avenue. That was the white guy who said, "Stay out of this block." Words are exchanged, and the Asian guy pulls out a taser and fires a warning shot.
Trying to tell him stay away.
Keeps accosting him.
Yeah.
Trying to help you out, bro.
What the?
Eventually, in the crosswalk, it's on. No taser.
Uh-oh.
He got serious.
He took his shoes off.
Right. Serious. Boom!
Oh,
TKO, baby.
Rewind.
All right, yeah, we got to rewind that.
And yes,
But wasn't that great? Here we go.
That guy got reached too.
Right?
In the crosswalk.
That's why he was trying to use the taser. He was trying to help you.
Right. Here it comes. Boop. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Stagger back. Here it comes.
Boom!
Oh!
Look, and then he tries to help him up. Look.
Okay. Yeah, he blocking traffic. Yeah, that's how you do it. You block traffic. You try to help people out.
Right? Listen, for all of their ability to stick to racist stereotypes, you couldn't remember the one where all Asian people know kung fu, karate, or something. What the hell? If you're gonna go and physically accost people, Ken, please make sure you can fight. Because that boy did not land one solid punch. He did nothing of value in this fight he instigated. Okay? Nothing. And then boom! And he just like, he was out. He was out before he hit the ground. I was like, yes. Epic. And then this dude, like the Asian dude, he's a good dude. He's like, yo, I was trying to, you see the taser, maybe you'll go away because I know my hands are lethal weapons. I'm trying to help you. You don't want it. So now first I had to drop you. So now you dropped. Okay, now I'm gonna help you up. I don't want you to get run over, sir. I'll put you on the corner where you belong and then go about my life. Right? Like he actually helped him.
Yeah.
Boom! Oh, the joy. Just like, 'cause he went down so good. I don't think I've seen someone go down like that outside of like a boxing ring. That was hilarious.
That's lovely. Just lovely. Just lovely.
Right? See? I told you, right? We had to go out on good note. After all of that, you want to see that Ken get knocked out? There you go. He got knocked out. Bet you it's the same one. Yeah.
Yes. I even feel better. I'm gonna go get me some more water, hydrate myself. We won't play a commercial on the way out, but I will tell you guys to be safe out there. Thank you so much for your time, your likes, your watch time, your contribution. I do appreciate it. If you are inclined, please come to Keep the Beat. It's a lot of fun on Wednesday night, 9:30 p.m. Wait a minute, that's this show. Sorry. At 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Great show. Come on over to CRBJ. We have a good time. Everything is in the description area, the links and everything. And other than that, I ask that you guys stay safe and peace.
Cheers, y'all.